Hello and welcome to another episode of Testing the Tesla. So today we are testing version 2018.14.2. I already have this update for I think close to a week now, but I haven't yet had a chance to thoroughly test it. So that's what we're going to attempt tonight. I've noticed a few quirks left and right. A few improvements, but only minor. But let's see how this update does on my specific test route. Okay, so first section coming up, the hill where it veered off to the right. Previously it did okay. So let's see what it does now and whether or not there is some improvement or change or anything. So coming at the top of the hill. Car is still going straight on, no problem whatsoever. Coming down here, oh, you've got the tractor going to the left. Car is braking, still braking, still braking, still braking. And only now it starts going again. So I still would like to see that being ignored sooner. So the tractor was clearly within its own lane, and yeah, that's something that I'd like to see improved, but hasn't really improved over the past few updates. Another thing I noticed is that the messages on the dash for hold steering wheel when activating Autopilot, like here, so when I deactivate it and activate it again, is now also translated in Dutch, which was still in English before. So coming up next, there's the part where it loses the lanes on the right side because of an intersection, and sometimes it steers away from the middle or it steers towards the center divider. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much straight on, no hesitation. And you could also see on the dash that the line or the road that is depicted for the car is also widening or narrowing depending on how wide the lane is. So that's also a nice feature. A little further up ahead, there's the sharp right and left turn. Now I have another video about this, and that indicated that speed does matter in Autopilot's capability to hold the lane. Now 70 kilometers an hour is the speed limit, so let's see what it can do at 70 kilometers an hour. It's going over the lines and I have to intervene here. So it's doing a little bit worse actually than the previous 10.4 I think update. Yep, it's less confident in those turns. So that's I wouldn't say a regression, because that's a very difficult section, and I actually would expect the car to slow down on its own before the turn, so it can take the turn with more confidence. But that's something that still needs to be implemented, I guess. As for the auto lane change, if there's no car in sight, it does that quite good, but still I want to do a lane change. Like in this case, it slowed down and it matched the speed of the truck in front of me until I moved over the entire lane. In my opinion, you're executing the move because you want to take over, and then by keeping the same speed going into the other lane, you're hindering other traffic that's behind you. So yeah, I would like to see an improvement there. However, we can get partially around that, like here for example. If I just blink, it goes, and I hit the gas a little bit, or the accelerator a little bit, then it already starts accelerating while it's doing the move. So that's a kind of a tip or trick to work with the auto lane change and make sure that you don't hinder traffic behind you if it's quite busy. Otherwise, of course, you can always do a manual lane change, which allows you to match the speed of the oncoming traffic. Here we have the quick left-right, where it clipped the corner. What does it do now? It's doing the same thing. I still find it not really reassuring to let it do its thing. It is missing the curb. I don't know exactly by how much, so let me try to do that again and show you the perspective from the side of the car, so that you can see how much that actually is missing the curb. I don't think it's going to be a lot. It's quite nerve-wracking for me to let it do that maneuver right now. Okay, so here's our second attempt. Now there's a truck parked over there, so Autopilot will brake. So I'm going to accelerate, but I'm not going to do anything with the steering to make sure that we get a good view of what Autopilot does. So going up to 70, not letting it brake. I think that is really close, but I'd have to see that. So what is the conclusion of update 2018.14.2? In view of Autopilot, I don't see a lot of differences with the previous version I had, which is 10.4. So that stayed more or less the same. It's still good enough to use on highways. There's still some dangerous sections there. Maybe a slight regression on that tight right and left turn there. Was a little bit better with the previous update, but it's not a whole world of difference. It's more a wee bit faster browser that we got, so I made another video about that as well. And that's the biggest update. Apparently for the people in the US, you also got the new maps that go together with 14.2 as well. In Europe, we still have to wait for those maps to actually be deployed. So really anticipating that navigation update to see what we can learn from that. So that's interesting. But for now, no real difference with the previous update in view of Autopilot. But who knows? Maybe the next update will bring something new. So make sure you stay tuned for the next update. And for now, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.